So, the entertainment industry has been talking about a recent lawsuit. Not just any lawsuit; it's a lawsuit involving Universal Studios. Um, Everybody knows them from like E.T. to Jaws and like the big hitters, right? So Universal is being sued by Black American comedian and actor Faizon Love. So if you don't know Faizon, he's been in things like Friday with Ice
Big
Cube.
Big
Worm.
Worm.
Yeah,
Big
Big Worm,
Worm.
exactly. He was in
Can I have
Elf.
He was an elf, yeah, the manager at Gimbals.
Yeah, he was in Elf. Like he was like in all of these classic kind of films. He was in Big Mama's House. Um, so yeah, just to name a few. So now get this. Faison Love is suing Universal for racially discriminating him by taking him and his co-star off of the promo posters for the couples retreat movie that they started back in 2009. Um, so Neo, if you want to pull up the trailer,
Absolutely.
you know what the movie is.
You are not buying some 20-year-old broad a motorcycle.
This girl makes you feel young again.
Bang, bang.
She's a kid. Buy her a Hello Kitty book.
He's silly.
Yeah. Yeah, so Faison says in his interview with Vlad TV, and I quote, the movie came out and there are two posters. One comes out and everybody's on it, and the second one, all the black people are off of it. And I'm like, what the F? So they had the poster at the press junket, like for the movie and stuff. And so his co-star actually noticed it. Her name's Callie Hawk.
Yep.
And so together they asked the producers about like what's happening. You know, we're not on the promo picture for the press junket. Like we're here. This is awkward.
Yeah.
And so the producers are like, oh, we don't know what happened. We must have ran out of ink. Like so they were kind of like.
Yeah, I have a clip for you if you want to play it, where he explains
play
all
the
that.
clip.
Yep, I got you.
Racist. And this is probably the only time I've ever experienced racist. Because I never gave a fuck about racist people. As long as they don't touch me. You know, I can be a nigga from across the street, but you come across the street.
No
you
N-word.
touch me. I'm going to show you the grade. That's what we call it. I'm going to show them the grade. But this was different because we did the movie Couples Retreat. And there's two posters. There's a poster with everybody on it, including the two black people. And then there's another poster with the black people on it. Callie Hawk was so smart that she plays my coach. And I didn't even notice it because I hate looking at myself. She said, you notice me not on the poster? I look, I'm like, oh shit. The suits come around, Scott Stuber, who runs Netflix now. Oh, what happened? The printer must have ran out of ink. We're so sorry. We didn't know. We if Vince Vaughn would have been left off the poster, somebody would be like, motherfucker, where's Vince? But the only two niggas on the poster are left off. And if you look at the poster, we're way in the back. We can just take these people off and nobody's ever going to know. Adam focusing on, he says, well, we don't know if they knew you over there. Well, how are they going to The only two black people in the movie are off the poster. And then there's a breach of contract here, too. Like, you can't just take me off a poster and not everybody else. But it's so blatantly racist. It's blatantly saying, fuck you, what you gonna do, nigga? They didn't take us out the movie. And then they're still promoting that in different countries like that.
So, Neo, you picked that clip or Gianni picked that clip?
Gianni picked that clip.
Woo, Gianni,
Yeah.
you get some points for person. You get some points for fucking girl.
I'm sorry. I mean, but I feel like the reason I chose that clip because it's like I know that some things are offensive to people, and that's not my intention, of course. But it's like you have to kind of feel what he's saying. So sometimes you swear for emphasis. You know what I mean?
Girl, you preaching to
You
the
talking
choir.
to the wrong one over there. She knows all about emphasis.
So I guess my question to you guys, and then he also just mentioned, just to recap, he also just mentioned that people overseas, this is emphasis, people overseas were saying, hey, the promo pictures for Couples Retreat are out, but you and Callie Hoff are not on these posters in the promo and stuff like that. So now he's fighting Universal in 2020. I almost forgot what year we're in. So now he's fighting Universal, and my question to you guys do you think that he should fight Universal, or do you think he should just let it go?
Hmm. Let's start with Rob B on that one.
All right. So it's important to note that with the two posters, yes, there's one that's used domestically in North America and then one that's used internationally. So I know historically Black performers do not test well in Asian markets. And the Asian market is a huge slice of the pie. If you can break into the Asian market, then it doesn't matter how it does in North America. That's just a joke. That's a drop in the bucket. So unfortunately, there's a lot of racist ideas that are still very well entrenched. And I understand the business reasoning for it. That being said, I'm glad that he's shining a light on this, and hopefully through dialogue and again, just putting the spotlight on it, that maybe the studios can turn around and say, you know what, we don't care. This is who's in the movie. This is how we're promoting it. That's it. But they are in direct competition with a huge movie industry in several Asian markets. So it's I'm not saying that it's ethical. I'm not saying that it's right, but I understand the business case for it.
Let me jump in real quick. So one thing Faizon said later in that interview is the reason he's doing it now is because after that movie in 2009, which was Couples Retreat, actors like John Boyega from Star Wars, if you remember from Star Wars, he was like shrinked down in one of his movie posters for an overseas poster. And there was another actor that he had mentioned, can't recall the name, but he said if he had done something about his issue, then maybe those things would not have happened to them. So, I don't care that it's years later, and he's making a fuss. I say it's better late than never. Like he said, when the Suits told him, we figure they won't know you over there. Well, he said, how will they get to know me then if you're going to take me off the poster and everything? How do they get to know, the black man in the poster? So, I'm not mad that he's making a fuss of it. Lizzie?
I'm not mad that he's making a fuss, but Robbie touched on a very important point here when he talked about international markets versus U.S. domestic markets. So as I've repeated 1,000 times, I lived in Europe. I lived in Finland for a year and a half. And when I lived there, The Bodyguard, remember The Bodyguard with Whitney Houston and
Yep.
Kevin Costner? That came out, worldwide success. However, the poster for The Bodyguard that was published, that was marketed, that was everywhere in the United States was not the same poster that I saw in Finland. The poster that was in Finland had Whitney Houston kind of like a shadow. You couldn't see her face. She was kind of off to the side. Kevin Costner was the one who was highlighted in that particular poster because he was the bodyguard and he was white and this was Finland and I was the only black person in Finland, so they weren't really marketing to me. But that's something that people need to understand, is that international marketing is completely different.
But does it make it right? It could be different.
You didn't let me finish.
Okay.
Thank you very much. International marketing is completely different than what we have here. With that said, I appreciate that he is putting this on the map because maybe it will get some of our black actors and actresses or actors and actresses of color to start to think about the negotiation process when they sign these contracts. He said when he was talking in that interview, he said it's also a breach of contract. Well, really, is it a breach of contract?
Yeah, I doubt it. I doubt it's in his contract.
That you were supposed to be on a poster. Now you can, moving forward, that could be something that you talk to your agent about, that you include to prevent this from happening. But I don't think he has any ground to stand on, any leg to stand on there. Honestly, I don't even think he's really going to win this lawsuit. But I do appreciate that he's putting the word out that this is the process. This is what happens. That oftentimes we are downplayed when it's not a domestic market. Oftentimes we're downplayed when it is a domestic market.
Right.
But once you get outside of the United States and they feel as though, well, ain't nobody, sweating Black folks anyway, so why do you matter? Why do you care? That gives them the incentive. And when I say them, I'm talking about Hollywood executives, if you will. That gives them the incentive to move you to the back and make you blend in with the water that's, on the beach or what have you. So these are some things that I appreciate that he's bringing to the forefront, because now it's a conversation.
Yeah.
Now
Mhm.
people know.
Yep.
Now people may put this into their contracts, or because there's now a lot of international touring for these movies. Like, you have a red carpet, movie release here. You'll have one in London. Like Neo said, you'll have one in Asia. Well, if I go to Asia, I better see some representation for me, or we're going to have a problem. So I definitely appreciate that he is making this matter known, 100%.
So Gianni, what are your thoughts?
So I really like you guys' discussion on it, like, cause I felt like maybe he's kind of like doing what a lot of people are doing, and obviously I'm Black, so I can feel like I can say this, but like
I was gonna say, Neo might argue with you about whether you're Black or not, girl. So you gotta be careful.
No, I let her define who she is. Nope.
Careful.
She can
No,
define
I did
exactly
at
who
first.
she
I
is.
No, at first I did think, I was like, well, maybe because I'm thinking it's almost 11 years, Faizon. What's happening? But then I'm thinking, why not? Like you said, Neil, like, why not? Like, why are we still having this narrative where it's like you guys, Robbie and Liz, can say, well, in overseas markets, it's kind of like they're more whitewashed or they're light washed or whatever.
Yeah.
So I think it's like, no, we have to change the narrative. Like, we're growing. That's the point. We just have to be more progressive and move past this whole.
Yeah, we have to be worldwide now. Forget about those international markets. We need to make changes worldwide. I agree with you. All right, so we have some comments online. Do you want to take care of those, Gianni?
Yeah. Jacqueline Robinson said, "Yikes! Isn't Vince Vaughn an IQ 45 supporter?"
I think he is actually. Yeah, I think I heard
I didn't
that.
know that. And I love Vince Vaughn.
It's all about the money.
Wow.
Hollywood is all about the money.
Let's see here. Ernest Cooper said, "Representation matters. You can't make a case for whatever press junkets for months on end. I would say if you want me to do promo, then I need to be on the marketing materials as well."
Yep. All right.
But I mean, even with that comment, I think a lot of actors, especially young actors, they don't understand the business and understand that there's a different marketing push domestically than there is internationally. And so again, this starts the conversation.
Yep.
This gets the word out.
Yep. All right, we're going to move on to our next